What's up again, people? So the 3.20 balance manifesto for cursors has been up, and I have heard feedback that it is pretty good. Okay, I haven't really run through anything, so doing this video just to go through and have you guys know my thoughts of it. Okay, let's just go through a quick one. So our last three manifesto covered jewels. Okay, basically they're just saying that this round is cursors. Okay, TLDR, hidden monster penalties against cursors have been removed. Hidden monsters penalty against cursors have been removed. What is this? Wait, is this something I don't know? Okay, never mind, moving along. Hexers are now stronger against unique monsters and at least twice as strong against pinnacle bosses, but are weaker against regular monsters. Wow! Twice as strong against pinnacle bosses? That's insane. Is it really 200%? Because if it's 200%, it's crazy. I'm so glad I haven't I haven't really updated the new COC, because in that case then we do not really need the double elemental curse anymore. Okay, never mind. So I think this is really good. Weaker against regular monsters is fine, it's totally fine, because the crazy arch nemesis modifiers are no longer there. Right, so I think it's totally fine. The Doom mechanic has been removed to simplify the hex system. Anything related to Doom has been removed so that it's comparable to before. Okay, I'm not I don't really know much about the Doom mechanics, so I'm just gonna skip this. The Occultist Ascendancy class has had some stats removed and moved around to counteract some of the power gain from the above changes. What? Occultist has Doom? Does Occultist have Doom? I can't remember. Let's just open up the new one. Where is the curse? This is the curse, right? No, I don't see anything. Wait, did I read wrongly? Occultist Ascendancy class has some stats removed and move around to counteract some of the power gain from the above changes. This has been changed, right? So, Wait, what? Curse enemies you... Okay, I don't know what they have in store, but we'll just wait and see, okay? Amphibian and temporal chains have been buffed. We need the numbers. Okay, no numbers, no talk. To aid the above changes, some less accessible sources of curse effect have been removed. This also acts as a nerf to hex support builds. Hex gem has been rebalanced with the goal of ensuring that self-cast remains relevant compared to automatic curse application. Okay. We have buffed a bunch of hex related unique items and reworked unique items that previously interacted with Doom. We've also added some powerful new unique items that interact with hexes. Okay. So for this one, I will just go through the whole entire manifesto. Alright, so hex strength against different monster tiers. Currently hex builds are at their weakest against monsters where they matter the most, and at their strongest where they matter the least. This is partly because hexers have hidden penalties which reduce their effectiveness when fighting unique monsters and pinnacle bosses. Currently 33%, 66%, yes. It's normal for these monsters to have various hidden penalties, as noting every single one would create a lot of clutter, blah blah blah. Players can reasonably expect these monsters to be more difficult in fights. So in general, showing that entirely a penalty is not very necessary. However, the penalty against hexers is an outlier because it's much more significant compared to the other penalties. Okay, so because it is so substantial while being hidden from players, it's unlikely to be compensated, blah blah blah. We remove both of these penalties. What? Alright, so which means what they say is really true. Okay, this line here. Hexers are now stronger against monsters, unique monsters, and twice as strong because they no longer have the penalty, right? Which means you are going full blast on the hexers, right? 100% curse penalties on those bosses. This is insane. Okay, this is really insane. And okay, with this, right, I think we do not really need elemental weakness anymore in the COC. I am pretty sure. So have to play around it. I really don't know how is it gonna work. Maybe, yeah, I have to play around it. Maybe we can remove the Doom. What is that? I can't remember. I think it's Doom, right? Doom? Whispers of Doom? Yeah. Maybe we don't need this anymore. We don't need the double curse. The double curse was really meant for us Nemesis because it's so annoying and we do not know when it's gonna, you know, phase out or remove or something like that. Okay. So next, Doom mechanic. Another issue that we feel undermines hex builds is the Doom mechanic. We designed Doom with the goal of making self-cast hexes more effective. Not very popular, right? I think it was popular before, but after that it just kind of died down. Okay, so such as Blasphemy, Hexage support gems, the Doom mechanic was somewhat successful in its goal, but came at the cost of adding a lot of complexity. Yeah, I don't even use it, so I don't even know why is it. Okay, we are removing Doom, blah blah blah. Hex Blast had a skill mechanic. I don't use Hex Blast. So okay, next, curse related units. We bought a bunch of hex related units. This is the awesome one. Okay, I have no idea what is this. Anathema Moonstone Ring. Is this a new one? Oh yes, this is a new one. Okay, we added some powerful new unit items. Okay, 21 ES, 31 intelligence, cast speed, 60% chance to obtain a power charge when you cast a curse spell. Your curse limit is equal to the what? Yo, what? Wait, what? Your curse limit is equal to your maximum power charges? Huh? Does that mean if I have 8 power charges, I can curse them 8 times? Wait, there's something over here. This new ring lets you scale your curse limit in a completely different way by tying it to your power charge count, or you can simply not scale it and put this on to apply 3 curses. Yeah, what the hell? What the heck? This is nuts. This is crazy. This ring is nuts, man. Oh my god, what? This is already the first this is like the first new unit and it's already so insane. Imagine the number of curses you can stack on a monster, alright? Even on those pinnacle bosses. What is the example? If we are using some Kobe, alright? So Frostbite is 1. Elemental Weakness is 2. Maybe Assassin's Mark 3. What else? Enfeeble. What was the other one? On top they kind of, yes, temporal chains. Basically the slow curses, alright, the curses that slow them, or animation attack speed slower. I don't really know. I don't use really a wide variety of them, but all I know is curse is very strong, alright. And with this, you are going to max out the number of curse. Like, what does this make? This literally is like the ultimate Whispers of the Doom. Right? It's like thumbs. I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know how to put this in words, but this ring is nuts. Is it gonna be some tier 0 ring? Same as Headhunter? Okay. Heretic Veils. This is not new. This is something old. +2 to level of supported socketed curse gems. Socketed gems are supported by level 22 Blasphemy. Okay. Have 30% increased reservation efficiency. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's good. Oh, for a moment I was lost. Okay, so yes, increased evasion energy shield, +46 to maximum energy shield. I think this is a buff. Was this third modifier line over there previously? I don't think it was, right? Okay. So, this is just one of the example of the rebalance curse uniques. Yeah, okay, so it was here. The reservation efficiency was 20% to 30%, and the socketed curse gem was +1 to +2. Okay, next, ensuring self-cast is powerful. In most cases, systems that facilitate somewhat automated gameplay like Hexage applying hexes automatically should either come at a much higher cost or be less effective. In some cases, both are needed to counterbalance the significant upside of automation. Otherwise, the option to automate will always be the obvious choice and eclipse other more interactive gameplay style. The Doom mechanic was aimed at fulfilling this functional access and is replaced by alternative, simpler solutions. Of course, who wants to press so many buttons in PoE? It's already so complicated and tiring. Okay, we have added penalties to both Blasphemy and H-Star support, which grant less curse effect at all gem levels. Additionally, item mods that inflict a specific curse no longer do so increase effect. Bro, wait a minute. For a moment, I was like, wait, what is this? Now that I remember, okay, guys, this line. Additionally, item mods that inflict a specific hex no longer do so with increased effect, which means RIP Frostbite Rings. Right? When you have the Frostbite Rings with increased effect of 32%, this is a level 1 Frostbite with 32% increased effect. So now with no longer 32% increased effect, I don't even think anybody will use it. Okay? Like, to be honest, because at level 1, Frostbite is let's just see, okay? I cannot remember as well. I'm not a walking dictionary for PoE. Level 1. Look, level 1 is only minus 25 cold resistance. At level 20, you're gonna have 44%. Okay, if you get a level 21, that's even more, 45. Right, so you can see the difference between 1 and 21 or 20 or 21 is a lot of difference. Okay, with 32% increase effect, let me just do a little bit of maths. Let's just say plus 8. Okay, plus 7 or plus 8%. Is it around there? Yeah, maybe let's just put 8, okay? So with 32% increase effect at 8 is 33% minus cold resistance. Yeah, that's a lot of difference. If they're gonna remove it like this, then I don't think anybody will want to use it anymore. Right. Okay, I guess this is a nerf for many of the endgame builds. Yeah, this is a nerf. This is I can foresee this is a big nerf, okay? Because having Frostbite or any of the element minus resistance on your accessories, right, is a very huge buff for endgame builds. Because you no longer need to use the skill gem. Technically, you have a free skill that is located somewhere in your jewelry. Right, so with this, right, I think people is gonna think twice about using this kind of effects, curse effects on your accessories. Okay. This includes items where the hex is meant to be a downside on the player, such as Coward Chains, Coward Legacy. What the hell is that? I don't even use all this. Okay, next. Hex skill gem scaling. This is the one. Okay. Different hex types are not evenly balanced when applied via hex on hit modifiers. Some hexes like vulnerability and despair are much more powerful than others. This is because hex on hit modifiers apply a hex equivalent to the level 1 version of the hex skill gem. Okay, so some hex are very strong at level 1 relatively to their level 20 power because they scale in a more gradual way than the with gem level. This means that in some cases using hex on hit is too powerful alongside its benefit. Okay. We are stabilizing the gem scaling rates of hexes. In general, they should be twice as powerful at gem level 20 than they are at gem level 1. Right. Are they trying to mention... Yeah, this is trying to mention like the frostbite or the vulnerability, right? The difference or the gap in between level 1 and level 20 is supposed to be huge, where players should not just abuse the curse on hit vulnerability with increased effect at level 32%, blah blah blah. Instead, they should be using the skill gems instead. Right? Okay, so I can see what I'm trying to do here. Scaling curse effect. We feel that there are currently too many sources of curse effect available. This has created a large power gap between players that have no investment in cursor and those. Bro, every build has curses. What the heck are you talking about? It's like curse is so strong, okay, which has continually caused us to have the baseline effect of curses to be lower than we like. We are regulating the number of sources of curse effect throughout the game. This will also rein in the power of players building curse support characters. These changes have been focused on less accessible sources of curse effects such as Eldritch Implicits or Helmets. Okay, the curse effect notables on cluster jewels have been replaced. I never used that before, so I'm not sure. For example, the one that grant flammability effect now allows your flammability hex to apply hexproof to hexproof enemies. Okay, and cause your ignites on cursed enemies to deal damage faster. Okay, oh yeah, this is the changes. Okay, when we remove the 15% increase effect of your curses, enemies you curse have malediction stat. What? Remove? Okay. Your hexes can affect hexproof enemies that have been moved to Profane Bloom to the malediction notable. What? Okay, so this is Profane Bloom, right? To here. Okay. We will be renaming this notable passive as it no longer causes you to apply malediction to enemies you curse. Oh, okay, so they're just removing, they're just changing this. Your hexes can affect hexproof enemies to here, and they are removing the second and the third line of this. So basically, this malediction name will be changed, and you can apply additional curse, and your hexes can affect hexproof enemies. Okay. The curse effect removed from the notable previously known as malediction and removed into the what? Passive tree? Okay. Where it's available for everyone. What? So it will be somewhere on the skill tree, 15% increase effect of curses. That's nuts. I mean, of course, it should be better for those that is near there, obviously. If you are playing a Slayer, you're not going to go all the way up just to take that 15%. Okay. The massive buff to hexes especially applies to occultists because they have access to more hexes than the other ascendancies. Okay. So I think it's somewhere above, on top. Okay. Oh wait, I actually skipped this part. Okay, my bad. So because the occultist is still the strongest overall ascendancy for someone who wants to specialize in applying hexes, it is not mandatory to play for someone who merely wants to apply really strong hexes. But I mean, almost all classes are already applying hexes, right? Okay. Temporal chains and enfeeble. So the current balance of enfeeble and temporal chains makes them exceedingly strong against normal and magic monsters while being relatively ineffective. Okay. For example, a level 20 temporal chain gem currently reduces pinnacle boss action speed by just 4%. Yeah, that's pathetic. You can get more than twice as much action speed reduction. Okay, blah blah. This is another case of hexes being weakest where they matter most and strongest where they matter least. Okay, because of the changes to curse effect, we are now able to make temporal chains and enfeeble strong defensive options without requiring large investments into the curse effect. In addition to changes to the overall gems and level scaling, we are also planning to increase the curse rare and unique enemies have X% less action speed modifier. Okay, increase what? Curse rare and unique enemies do. Dude, this is crazy. Oh, this change, right? I am not a SSF or a hardcore player, but from this line, I totally can see this is definitely for those people playing solo self-found and hardcore. Right? Obviously, when you're fighting the bosses, you don't want to die. Those are the real monsters that are killing you. Right? If you're getting killed in SSF or HC by, I don't know, magic monsters, then something is wrong with your build. Honestly speaking, like really the unique monsters and unique enemies and those pinnacle bosses are really the ones that are actually killing you. Right? That should be the case. Okay, next. Vulnerability and despair. While working on the updates outlined above, we took the opportunity to make some set changes, blah blah, despair to help make this gem clearer. They are now more focused on making enemies vulnerable to physical and chaos damage. Okay. We will confirm Okay, next, Hex Blast. I don't want to read the Hex Blast because I don't really use it and I don't even know what it does. Last but not least, conclusion. In general, Hexes will be stronger against tough monsters and weaker against lesser monsters. Of course, we've removed Doom in order to simplify how Hexes work, introduce penalties, blah blah blah. So, in short, this is a buff for majority of the players, I guess, and this is a nerf for the super late end game players, right? Because I think the one that I mentioned earlier, where is it? I can't remember. I can't find. The one that the removal of the increased effect to curse on your accessories, your rings, that is a really big change. Okay, that is a very big change. So previously, actually, I was using that also, but there came to a point where it poses as a problem when I meet those cold arch nemesis monsters, and they're just so goddamn tanky. Their cold resistance is so high, they have block. You have problem killing them, and that's where the double curse comes out, where we use elemental weakness and frostbite. And this does not include your curse on hit rings, like the curse with frostbite with increased effect 32%. Alright, that is not enough when I was playtesting it. So I decided, hey, let's just use back our all good method of Vortex Hex Touch with frostbite and elemental weakness. That way we can bring down their resistance to, I would say, nearly zero. Okay, nearly zero or even negative for some of them, and we can really kill them normally, right? Instead of just by that small little bit of margin, right? Maybe let's say 20%. That 20% increase in elemental resistance or your cold resistance really affects how fast we can kill the monsters, because we cannot always be sitting there trying to hit the monsters, right? Like especially those with 4 to 6 modifiers of arch nemesis. Those are really insane. Essence, alright, those very strong essence prison monsters, you have seen it before, you have encountered them before. They are stronger than your endgame bosses. That was where I realized that, hey, the curse on hit rings are not as effective as the real curse gems. Alright, so I think with these changes, I can foresee some of the changes to the COC build. In the next few days, I will be updating the build earlier. Okay, but then again, the video will be subjected to changes because I am not sure what other things they have changed. Hopefully nothing has been changed, because I feel at this point of time the COC build is very balanced. I feel it's very balanced in such a way it's not extremely overpowered. It is not underused or underrated also, and yeah, I think it's just sitting perfectly fine where it should be. Okay, hopefully they don't do some crazy buff to it, because if they buff up something about COC, I am pretty sure the following or the next few leagues is gonna be nerfed, and it's a problem for us. Okay, it's a problem for us because I have to constantly change the build over and over again. Okay, so yes, look forward to my videos on the COC guide. I will be doing individual videos in such a way that focusing on low budget, and then mid budget, and then high budget will be where you decide which path you want to take. Okay, so yep, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay, that comes to the end of this video. So if you have any questions, do join the Discord and I will try to answer your questions. And if you like my video, do remember to hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Bye.